Pretty nice day for January. Um, anyway, welcome to another edition of Martin's Metal Art. Today, the Swag Off-Road bender. Bends tube, bends, pretty much anything. I think it goes up to 2-inch. Anyway, I've got a whole ton of 2-inch box tubing to roll. I got to make 20-foot arches, 4 pieces, all rolled with pieces in between. I did about, I think we did like almost 28 of them over at Brecoler Winery in beautiful Sonoma County, California. They want 4 more. And the first time I did it, I went over to my friend's shop in Dixon, California. Nice big welding shop, great fabricator, Mr. Robert Garcia. And we used his forklift, we used his table, we made a rolling table. He's since joined the rest of California in Idaho. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So anyway, I'm going to take you on this journey on how to convert this thing to make this automatic. Not automatic, but instead of sitting there and hand cranking this thing the whole time, what I'm trying to do now is put this big pipe threader on there, and we got to attach it to that arm somehow, and I'm going to take you on that journey. So anyway, stay tuned, have fun, and we'll get this thing going. I know the camera work's horrible, the editing's horrible. I am a welder / metal artist first, foremost, and golfer second, husband third, father fourth. Anyway, we're gonna have fun this year. All right, this hub goes inside that pipe threader. So this I gotta make slip over this 3/4 inch rod that is on the Swag Off-Road bender. So, I mean, that thing is probably, it's over an inch thick, 1.25 inches. I got some 3/8 plate, but anyway, I'm going to make essentially a nut that I'm going to drill out 3/4 and then have this as something that slips over onto that rod. So I need to make this really secure. I'm going to take the plasma cutter, zip this around. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd like it to be as snug as possible. Got a little snap ring in here to kind of keep the thing from sliding in and out. That might be a good thing when you're got 24 feet of 2x2 on the end of this thing. You don't want it to fall off or move around. The whole premise about rolling metal is you need it nice and solid. That's why the real good machines cost, $4,000. If you're cheap like me and you want to get by with an $800 one, that works just great for small, fabricators like me. I'm trying to step it up. I'm adding another $400 in a pipe roller. It goes forward, back, and hopefully a little bit of time here to make this thing work correctly. So the trick is now, instead of sit there and crank with my arm, is to push the trigger, and I can also, regulate the flow. But if this thing wobbles a little bit, that tubing starts to roll a little bit, then it's not the end of the world because I know how to clamp things together. But the straighter, the flatter, the more stable, the better all the way around for the rest of my career. So anyway, I'm going to try to do this right the first time. There's a lot of machinists out there that are throwing up in their mouths, all right? But this is done with a plasma cutter, a grinder, and a drill press. And the plan is, I even put that fancy little groove in there for that piece of wire. It slips in there like that. It doesn't go anywhere. And that's good enough for the girls I go out with. Anyway, so we're going to take this, come back over to the Swag Off-Road rolling bender. So I'm going to cut this off, slide this on, mount that, and I just got to build a kicker off of this to come up, and that's going to lock in right here. So after that, I just got to pay attention to my spacing there. Don't want to put it too tight. Don't want to put it too loose. That thing can rest across, can rest across that frame right there. It's not going to bother me at all. It might give you a little stability. Plenty of room to pull the trigger. And I'll check back with you in a few minutes. See what I get done. Built this big nut. Ooh, still a little toasty. Welded onto the shaft. This holds still a little toasty also. Anyway, these both move up and down together. That's why you got to use that shaft and this shaft. I can still take the shaft off to replace the rollers, to change sizes. I could still weld that on because it'll slip over that. So if I ever did want to use the crank handle, I could do that. So I think I'll do that, but let me show you. This is going to save just so much work. Should click right in there. Little snap ring, there we go. It's riding around a little bit, you can see that. However, this point here, that's my height, that's how much bend you're going to get the metal, is not changing. And the beauty of this one, I mean, that dowel is independent. It's still bolted on both sides. Anyway, is that this brand comes with a reverse. I found a lot of them are just one direction only. This has a reverse. It's Chinesium. Let's see. I'll let you know. I'll roll a few pieces and see what happens here. All right, so this piece of 2x was rolled in a previous life. I think there's some gate or something. Anyway, I'm going to give it one tweak. Now, I got to figure out which direction. Because if it spins off of there, I'm in trouble. I think it's that way. Let's find out. Nope. Okay, so now, I mean, there's some tension on that. I'm going to just... All right, I'm going to put some serious pressure on this thing. I mean, usually I go down, like when I'm doing it by hand, I'll go like half a crank with this. I'm going to go full crank with this jack. Let's see if this dude can work. One more full crank. I can't do this normally. This is 095 wall. I mean, I'm probably quarter down from where I started. I'll give it one more. That's a full crank. Reverse it. So, I'm digging this thing. Let's do the math. So, I think this was from the Amazonians, somewhere around, I think I paid for like around 30, 350 or something like that. Because basically it had that forward reverse switch. It had a good rating. I'm out a little chunk of a 3/8 plate. I'm out probably an hour and 15, 20 minutes on my time. I'm out. This, I think when I got this originally, it was right around $700. I hope they're charging more because it's really, really nice. The dies are, 60, 70 bucks a piece. They're from Harbor Freight. I got a 1 inch, I got an inch and a half, I got a 2 inch, I got one for 1.25 inch pipe. So those switch out really simply. It's a really nice unit. I'm going to put it on my trailer out there, so I got lots of room. I'm going to clamp it down. If I remember right, when I first did all these arches, I think it was 2015 or 16, we had a quote to roll each piece. Now granted, there's 4 pieces. So there's 4, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and some pickets at an angle inside. And I'll show you guys that in another video. But anyway, to get them rolled, I think was about $600 a piece. So we actually took one of these. My buddy's a good, he's MacGyver. We set it on its side. We put a 3-phase motor on it. We did kind of everything except it took a day to convert it. This took an hour and some money. But anyway, we were able to convert the thing and crank out, I think we could roll one in like 3 or 4 minutes. And we had to roll 28 times 4, so, over 100 of them. But anyway, if I do 2 of these with this, then both the roller and the machine is pretty much paid for. So, and I've got 16 I got to roll. So anyway, I'm digging this. I didn't see anything on YouTube on how to make this conversion. I know Swag sells a kit for it, but for my whatever non-savvy welding self, I couldn't find it on their website. I clicked, it said conversion kit. I clicked. I don't know if they just ran out or they didn't. So making my own was not a big deal. I just kind of knew the premise. I mean, this thing has got to just hold here so it doesn't kick, and build it to size, right? So as long as I got it in front of me, there's not too much I can't put together. I apologize to all the engineers, all the machinists out there who would have done this really, really right and tight and made it really look good. Shout out to this kid in Australia, Cutting Edge Engineering. If you guys want to see some great videos, the guy's mesmerizing. Him and his wife, they have so much fun. The guy does just some fantastic stuff. I don't own a mill. I don't own a lathe. I don't own any of that stuff. I do own a welder, and I own a Swag off-road bender. But to see what this guy can accomplish by himself in a shop with the right tools is just absolutely amazing. Shout out to AVE for a little inspiration and some good cooking tips. And shout out to Swag, like I say. I mean, these guys, they make all sorts of products. They specialize in off-road. It's well built, really cool, real practical. And I'll see you on the next one. All right, Martin Kiff, Martin's Metal Art, signing out. So let me tell you what an $800 Swag off-road roller with another $400 of modification can do. So first thing we rolled was this, basically half of that. And then that gives me something I can clamp to. That's exactly the right dimensions, the right specs. So anyway, I've got to add legs to this one. It's almost all welded. These are not cheap. These are arches that go over a nice patio. There's a lot of hours involved, but able to do about one a day, and my profit margin is pretty good. I'll show you the boys. I got the boys here. They're about to go to Australia. Anyway, that's Dylan. Wilson, you met Wilson before. Show you this thing in motion. So they've got a story stick here. Show them the short story stick, Dylan. Put it on there. Be a YouTube star. So he's trying to get, move your hand so they can see it, you dumb shit. Oh, sorry. Anyway, when that's basically 4 foot long, it's 1 inch piece. When those 2 pieces touch, we know we've got the right amount of bend. We want to stay just underneath that. We don't want to overbend anything. Anyway, they got one more to do after this one, and all those will be rolled. Here's the final project over here. There's 2 here. We have 4 to do. 2 here are already done. The one on the shop is almost done. Bodie, say hi, Bodie. Bodie, Bodie. Anyway, it's Bodie. Here he comes. Hi, boaters. Benny the Ball Dog. All right. Swag Off-Road. And whatever company, Chinesium company, makes that pipe threader. Working awesome. All right, guys. Another edition of Martin's Metal Art. Thanks for watching. Oh, hold on. This is the other star of the show. We got them all home for this project. For those of you skeptics out there that don't think you can roll accurately 2 pieces of 2x2, I mean, these boys, holy smokes.